Teacher Elenita. It's me again, Hazel Harkin Caro Piquinto from BSN Sciences 1A. So this will be the last video presentation and I will tackle about Module 10, Cross-Cultural Communication. I will discuss to you the things that I have understand in this module. So let's start in cross-cultural communication. It is defined as comparison of communication across cultures, language, verbal and nonverbal communication across cultures, cultural influences on the expression and perception of identity and group communication. Communication in cross or intercultural relationships and adjusting to unknown cultures are all skills that need to be cultivated. Cross-cultural communication is sharing thoughts and ideas through verbal and nonverbal ways, resulting in the ability to create and cultivate a relationship with individuals from different cultural backgrounds. And then communication is cultural by nature and it must be viewed in context or through the eyes of the people involved. Our communication style is shaped by our families and childhood experiences as we learn to talk and offer nonverbal cues to others to communicate our thoughts and desires. However, if we contact with other outside of our small community, we discover that there are various communication styles that are both comparable and dissimilar to our own. If we believe that communication is interactive, we must attempt to match our communication styles to those of others to push ourselves to develop meaningful relationships. Let's proceed to the top 10 tips for effective cross-cultural communication. First is maintain etiquette. Many cultures have distinct communication etiquette. Research a target culture before meeting or conduct some cross-cultural training if time allows. Wait for the other persons to initiate first. Name terms. Every culture has its own method of expressing formality. Second, avoid slang. Even the most educated non-native English speaker will struggle to comprehend English slang, idioms, and sayings. They may grasp the words themselves but not the context or meaning. As a result, you risk misunderstanding or insulting them. Then third, speak slowly. Even though English is a common language in a cross-cultural context, speaking at your typical conversational speed is not a smart idea. Modifying your tempo will aid you, as would speaking clearly and correctly pronouncing your words. Allow your listener time to translate and digest your words by breaking your sentences into short, distinct chunks. If the person you're speaking to is talking, don't slow down too much because it may appear that you're patronizing his or her. Fourth, keep it simple. There's no need to make a cross-cultural dialogue more difficult for both of you by employing large words. Keep things simple. Two-syllable words are easier to comprehend than three-syllable words, and one-syllable words are preferable to two-syllable words. Instead of saying, please do this swiftly, use instead, please do this efficiently. And then fifth, practice active listening. Active listening is an excellent way to improve cross-cultural communication. Ask frequent questions and restate or summarize what the other person has said to ensure that you have understood them correctly. This helps to establish rapport and ensures that crucial information is not overlooked or misinterpreted. 6. Take turns to talk. Take turns speaking to help the talk flow more freely. Make your point, then wait for the other person to answer. It is preferable to speak to individuals in brief exchanges rather than presenting a protracted speech, especially when English is their second language. Monologue that they could find difficult to follow. And then 7, write things down. If you're not sure if the other person comprehended your property, write it down. When addressing enormous numbers, this is especially useful. Number 8, avoid closed questions. Don't ask a question that requires a yes or no response because it is difficult or embarrassing to respond negatively in many cultures. You will always get a yes even if the true answer is no. Instead, use open-ended inquiries that demand information as an answer. And then number 9, be careful with humor. Many cultures take business seriously and believe in always acting professionally and adhering to convention. As a result, they disapprove of the employment of comedy and jokes in the workplace. If you do some comedy, make sure it is understood and enjoyed by other culture and does not offend them. And then lastly, number 10, be supportive. It is essential that all persons involved in cross-cultural communication feel at ease. Treat non-native English speakers with respect in any conversation. Do your best to communicate clearly and encourage them when they respond. This will increase their trust and faith in you. So that would be all for today's video. Thank you for listening.